afternoon, my amazing class.
Good afternoon, my amazing teacher.
We are on our first lesson of 6th grade. It is a review of 5th grade. So we're dividing multi-digit numbers, but before we begin, I need you to label what standard that we are on, and we are on 6.NS.2. That represents 6th grade number systems number 2. 6th grade number systems number 2. In a little bit, you will put this in a sheet protector labeled that. Okay? Once we put everything up. Now, dividing multi-digit numbers. So our vocabulary that we're going to work with first is the number that is being divided into is called the dividend. And when I'm writing, you are writing. So if I say I do, you say we do. I do.
We do.
I do.
We do.
The number which divides the dividend is called the, good job, divisor. And the answer to the division problems is,
Quotient.
man, look at y'all. Your 4th and 5th grade teachers would be so proud of y'all. Even 3rd grade, bringing in division. And 2nd grade, the basic division. All right. So now on to guided notes. Just a reminder, if I write, you write. Okay? If I write, you write. I will tell you not to write if it's something that you do not need to write. Get it? Got it?
Good.
All right, so we're going to first solve the expression. We will solve it the 6th grade way, and we're going to label the dividend, the divisor, and the quotient in the problem below at the end, okay? Y'all help me remember to do number 3, okay? Because the first book, I made the mistake of doing this whole lesson and forgetting to do it until the very end, like the very, very end of all 3 pages. All right, so you're just going to watch, so pencil down. I'm going to solve this expression. This is an expression right now, and in a second you need to change that 8 to a 7. The reason why is if I kept this as 128 divided by 8, you get a perfect, what's that called? 16. What's 16 called? Whole number. In 6th grade, whole number is called a maximum number. It's the maximum amount you can get, okay? So, your whole number here is 16. So we are working on in 6th grade what happens when we constantly have remainders and decimals, and that's when it's not a what? Whole number. Okay? So we needed to change that 8 to a 7. So if you will, before we forget, do that and then put your pencil back down. So now it says 127 divided by 8. 127 divided by what?
8.
So I typed in 127, and I'm doing this, not you yet. So 127 divided by 8. And what do you notice that I get?
A bigger number.
I get a remainder, okay? So technically, this is actually called a what? Decimal. It does have a remainder, but is this the remainder? No. And it's okay if you said that because you're about to find out the difference. Right now, what you see, right when you put it in the calculator, if it's not a whole number, it's going to give you 15 and 875 thousandths. Good job. So I know we start moving quickly, and you learned last year how to say these numbers, but when we're moving quickly, 15.75, you'll hear me say it something like that when I'm moving quickly. But is that the correct way to say it? No. So 15 and 875, and you're going to see why, not really on this problem, why I just listed out the digits in just a little bit, okay? Because our digits are going to go infinity and
beyond.
Yeah, they're going to fill up this whole calculator in a little bit, okay? And that's why I want to make sure our digits are written correctly. Now, we already know something about this number. What is the whole number?
15.
15. That is also called my maximum. So 15 is my whole number. So I'm going to get you to write that down real quick and then put your pencil back down. So just like in 5th grade, when you were asked to solve this, you needed to find out how much did 8 go into 1, and you would say 0. How much did 8 go into 12? And then you would say 1 time, okay? Or is it 2 times? 1 time, okay? So you don't have to do that in 6th grade because you have your handy dandy. But are we going to stop learning it that way? No, you will do long division on Zern. But we want to move fast and efficient in math class because you will have up to 81 questions on your state test. And that is why they are giving you a calculator starting now so you can move fast and efficient. Fast and efficient. You hear me say that multiple times. That's what this calculator is for. So do not get lazy with the what?
Calculator.
It saves you from making simple. There, you've heard that before. All right, so how many times will 8 go into 127? In the calculator, we've already put in how many times 8 will go into 127. But when we do it like this, I just need my whole number on top of the house. Because do you put your remainder there with it? Like right on top of the house? No. So we divide, in which we already did, and we ask ourselves, what whole number is on top of the house? And what whole number is on top of the house? 15. And I'm going to make sure my 10s and my 1s line up. All right, you do that. While you're doing that, ask yourself in your head, 8 will go into 127 15 times. So what you just did was ask yourself, what whole number goes on top of the house? Yes. Yes. So I do. We do. I do.
We do.
Thumbs up when you're done with that step. Okay, so just like in long division, what would the next step be?
Subtract.
Okay, subtract would be step 3. So we are going to try to find the remainder, but this is the one that we would forget in 4th and 5th grade when we did long division. We would multiply it back. So 15 times 8. Okay? So that second step is to multiply it back. Okay? That's just what I call it. So I'm going to clear out my calculator, and you're not doing this yet, but just watch. We're going to go 15 times 8, and what do I get?
120.
Where do I put 120?
At the bottom, under 120.
Good. Now everybody tell me step 3.
Subtract.
Okay, I want you to write that down now. And you can go ahead and subtract because it's an easy one to subtract. But what do you have to double check your work? What do you have to double check your work when you subtract? You have your calculator. Okay, you have your what?
Calculator.
Y'all are going to get so used to me video in this class. So I know y'all are nervous today. Y'all are doing great. Okay. All right, so 15 times 8 equaled 120, and now we are subtracting, and what did y'all get?
7.
So the final step is, how does the question want you to answer it? Well, they don't really have a certain type of question for you right now. I listed all the possible ways they could ask you. They could ask it as a decimal. They could ask it as a remainder, and now we know our remainder is
7.
They could ask you what's the maximum number. That's what they will most likely say on the state test or on your benchmark, is what's the maximum number. Okay? Even if you are getting a decimal, you will be asked, what's the maximum number? Are you going to say 15.875? No. Maximum mean what's the biggest whole number? Yes. Okay, yes. Make sure everything is there, okay? Now, I did want to point out to you that in answer, it's already taught you, this symbol here represents what? Multiply. And there's a reason why, and I'm not going to tell you yet. But it's a very important reason why. I can't wait to tell y'all. But you can't know yet. Alright, so now, moving on to our final one. What do you think it's going to be? Mixed number. And this is how I taught my 4th graders when I was teaching it to do a mixed number. I would say 15 and 7/8. Like going around the clock. 15 and 7/8. That was just one way to remember, because a lot of people would put the remainder as the denominator and how many total parts as the numerator. So now you know, go around the clock. 15, 7, 8. So numerator,
Denominator.
So the last step, we want to label our dividend and our divisor and our quotient. Our dividend, our divisor, and our what? All right. So when I'm looking at that, my dividend, my divisor, and my quotient. Quotient is easy to identify. The quotient is the answer. Okay? We have multiple answers in the fact of your decimal is 15.875. We could also say 15 with a remainder of 7. We could say 15 and 7/8. So there's multiple ways that you can say your quotient. Now the 8 is your divisor. And I always remember that because this reminds me right here of the visor on the car. Do y'all know what the visor is on the car? When your parents have the sun in their eyes, what do they pull down? The visor. Okay? So I say that's the visor. And then this is my dividend. So please make sure you have that written down. Now, are you going to have to write all this down over and over again? No, but you are going to refer back to these steps. You are going to refer back to these steps. Get it? Got it?
Good.
Now, 6th grade not only can ask you these multiple ways to answer these questions, but it will also have it in word problems. Okay? So it'll give you a word problem. It's going to say some keywords. I wonder what some division keywords could be. Split. Okay, separate. Put in. Equal. Separate. Where's my phone? That word gets me every time. I think it's A or E. S-E-P. We're going to make sure. I do this all the time. Hey Siri, how to spell separate?
Separate. S-E.
See, I did it wrong. Alright, there we go. That, we can also put it in each group. When I make a mistake or I'm not sure of something, what do y'all tell me? Thanks. Anything with each group, putting the objects into groups, okay? It could say split into each group. It can say separate into each group. Other words that could be the synonyms for split and separate would be like distribute. Okay, we'll stop there. I'm sure we'll come back and add some keywords later on to this, but this is a good start. Now, each group, that's saying putting it in each group, okay? But each can also mean what operation? Multiply. So you have to be careful with that, okay? Because you will have word problems where you do multiply. Okay, so you have to look for that other keyword that says that it's division. All right, and most likely they use in 6th grade is split, separate, and distribute. Cool? All right, so let's jump into where you're actually using your calculator full out on these problems. And this is the last 2 problems we're going to do on the video. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to divide this in your calculator. What number do I put in first?
1008.
Divided by?
19.
And I get, whoa, Look at that decimal that goes infinity and
Beyond.
I'm going to be honest with you. I teach math and I don't even want to say that as a decimal. Okay? So, I know y'all can, because what do you add after the decimal point to each place value? THS. So the tenths, the hundredths, the thousandths, the 10,000ths, the 100,000ths, the millionths, the 10 millionths to infinity and
Beyond.
but we're just going to make sure that we are writing it correctly, okay? So we're going to put 53 point and make sure that's a decimal. 0, 5, 2, 6, 3, 1. You may be asked, okay, I'm not doing it today, to stop writing at the tenths or stop writing at the,
100.
or I might say estimate to the hundreds place. What does estimate mean?
Round.
Round. Good. Okay? So we're not worrying about that today. Get it? Got it?
Good.
All right. So now, look back at my steps up top. Look back at my steps up top. What was that first step?
Divide.
Divide. It says the whole number on the house. What does that mean? Well, what's my whole number?
53.
And I'm going to make sure it lines up with the tens and the ones. Where else could I put 53? Well, look at the options. You're so cool. Maximum. What's the 6th grade word for whole number?
Maximum.
It's still a whole number, but it likes to try to be like, hey, what's the maximum? And everybody always wants to round. Are we rounding on maximum? No. What it's asking is, what's the maximum whole number? So 53. Now we got to find that remainder. Multiply it back. 53 times 19. Do it in your calculator. Don't be scared of your calculator. It's your very best friend. 53 times 19. Don't blurt it out yet. 53 times 19. When I point at you, you're all going to say it together, and don't rush it. 1007. 1007. And this one's kind of easy to see when we do step 3. What's step 3?
Subtract.
Okay. And this one's kind of easy to see, but even though it's easy, you are in 6th grade, you're going to see a whole bunch of numbers all at once. Put it in the calculator. Even if it's easy, put it in the
Calculator.
double check your work. Okay, that's what the calculator's there for. Don't you wish you had this the last few years?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do you get?
1.
Now, I will tell you the reason why we're only putting it in the calculator one time is how many people are in this room?
20.
Plus me?
21.
Okay, so 21 people is in this room, or in this room. We're basically putting it in 21 times. If you are working on a test by yourself, put it in the calculator 2 to 3 times to make sure you're getting the same answer. Because look at these buttons. They're pretty what? Small. Okay, so they're pretty small, sensitive. You can get fat finger syndrome. Okay? That's what I call it when I'm text messaging. My fingers decide to hit all the wrong buttons. Same thing with the calculator. Get it? Got it?
Good.
So we subtract, and now we are going to get a remainder of.
1.
So now our mixed number is 53.
Remainder of
1/19 is our mixed number, so 53 and 1/19. First block asked me, Miss Jones, could we answer it this way as well? 53 and a remainder of 1. That's how you answered it last year and in 4th grade. So yes, that could be written like that, okay? But the reason why I'm doing this, and let's see if you can understand why this mistake is made. And I don't know last year's because I haven't received that data yet, but 2 years before that, The most missed question on the state test was, when you divide this problem, it was literally a problem that said this, okay? Maybe not the exact number, but it looked like this, okay? 1008 divided by 19. Do you know how to put that inside the house when it looks like that? Okay. Do you know how to divide that? Especially now that you don't have to do long
Division.
Don't you like this way better? Saves you some time, right? We would still be on problem 1 for the next 2 minutes if we were doing long division. Okay? They asked on the state test, what's the remainder of this problem? Only the remainder. They just said, what's the remainder? What's the remainder?
1.
Some people typed in 53R1. 53 is not the remainder. 53 is called the maximum, the whole number. Okay? Some people typed in 0.0526. They knew that was the whole number, but they put in 0.052631. What'd they put in? They put in the decimal end of it. They didn't put the whole part in, but they did put the decimal. Is a decimal and a remainder the same thing? Well, they represent equivalent amounts, but is this section here and this here written the same way? So if you put in the decimal, you're going to get it if it asks for the whole decimal, you better put in 53.05261. Mixed number, here it is. Now, here's a trick. Everybody put in 1 out of 19 in your calculator. 1 out of 19 means 1 divided by 19. 1 divided by 19. Anybody notice anything out about that? It's the same thing as the decimal form, except for the tens and the ones. Because did we put the 53 in? That's just a trick for later on. Do you have to know that yet? No. Okay, so moving on to this next one. Let's practice the steps. Here we go. Divide. 1,914 divided by 21. And guess what you get? You get another decimal that goes infinity and beyond. Now that I know my decimal, I also know my whole number. And if I look at step 1, that whole number also goes on top of the house. Any questions up to this point? I do. Now we do step 2. Multiply it. Pick up that handy dandy calculator. 91 times 21, and we get 1,911. And what do I do now?
Subtract.
And even though it's easy to subtract, double check. Because the most common mistake here is, you know in your head you just said subtract, but what's the opposite of subtract? Sometimes, I don't know if you've ever done it, when you got here you went up 5. Put it in the calculator for simple what? Where you don't make simple. So 4 minus 1 was 3. So we have a remainder of, the whole number was 90. Ooh, I almost messed up. And now 91 and 3 out of
21.
Now focus on that 91 and 3 out of 21. Flashback to 5th and 4th grade. What did you learn to do with some fractions?
You can simplify.
Simplify. Are we worrying about that today? No, we will tomorrow, but not today. Okay? But look, what do you think? Look in that numerator. What do you think you could divide that one? 3. Okay? Simplify. We divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Get it? Got it?
Good.
Alright. So that was the end of the video. Now, are we done in class? No. If you are not here today, the homework for today on this page is 6, 7, and 8. 6 and 7, you will need to change the numbers. And then on the second page, let me make sure I'm correct. Y'all don't have to worry about trying to rush to do this. I'm going to do it with y'all, okay? On the second page, 5 and 6 is for homework. So you only have 5 problems for homework. All right. I will also need to check these other problems for your classwork when you complete it. We hope you have a great day and we hope you feel better. Goodbye.